So welcome back to Minecraft. Now I have been a tiny bit busy offline, not too much, but basically I went back to the Enderman farm. I tried to enchant a bunch of books. Unfortunately most of them were crappy, but I did get 2 Unbreaking 3 books, and I think, like I said last time, I believe that Unbreaking 3 is the highest you can get from Unbreaking. Obviously one of them will be used for the Elytra. The other one, for now, I think I will use for this pickaxe, the Iron Efficiency 5 Mending Pickaxe. I have been using it over here. I've been digging this little room out over here a little bit. It does seem to dig really quickly, see, like that, compared to a normal iron pickaxe, which is kind of slow. This is a lot faster. Unfortunately, it does run out a lot quicker because it is an iron pickaxe and it has no unbreaking on it. But because it has mending, it's not too difficult to like regenerate. I went to the Enderman farm and cleared out the farm once, and it completely rehealed it, so it's not too bad. And obviously I have the zombie spawner down here, which I can also use. For now I'll probably just put the unbreaking on that and the other one on this thing. Oh, actually, whilst we're talking about the Elytra, I do have some leather here which I can use to, I think that will completely heal it, right? Yeah, completely heal it. And then we just plop it back in here for now until we have a mending book and we can put the unbreaking one on there. Before we continue talking about mending, I just want to quickly go over the plan that is going on in this room. I've started digging it out, as you can see. The plan here is I'm going to make it around the same size as this, and it's going to be relatively the same theme. I'm probably not going to do this wood thing at the top over here. I kind of want hardened. I kind of want to like a messy clay look at the top. Maybe we'll get around to that another time because I still need to figure out what the exact things I'm going to do in here are. But my original idea, which I was going to do before, was I was going to have a bunch of these mine shafts all over the place, like one there, one in the room there, one in the room over there. But it doesn't seem that efficient, so I'm not going to do that. This mine shaft is going to pretty much be closed off. Right down the bottom will be where the pyramid for the beacon will be, because right above this is where the middle of the mansion is. So there'll be a beacon coming straight up through this. Obviously I will still use the zombie spawner that's down there, but I'll try to block the rest of this off and make it kind of look like, I could probably make it look kind of like alien, because there is going to be a weird beacon going through the middle of it. But yeah, that's not going to be used, and this whole mine shaft idea is not going to be used again either. The plan is to make this room, again, the same size as this, and in the middle of it have a 3x3 just hole all the way down to the bottom. And then when we get down to the bottom, around diamond level, I'll just completely dig out in all directions. It'll be like a massive open space. Hopefully there's a slime biome down there, because obviously slimes will spawn there, and I can just constantly get slime blocks and stuff like that and use them for something else at a later date. And then on this level, like of this whole room, it's kind of going to be like the workstation area. I know that we have this mini workstation here, but I want this room to be like the main part. There'll be an enchantment table, there'll be a whole bunch of furnaces, a whole bunch of anvils, obviously workbenches all over the place, stuff like that. You know, it's just going to be where most of the work happens, like most of the crafting and stuff. You see, yeah, that's the plan in here. And right here, it's just going to be another like it's going to be sectioned off. Like this wall will stay here, there'll be fences here, and then this will be the rest of the wall. So it's just like you're entering a different room. It's not going to be like a continuation like it is over here. But yeah, that's the plan on this side. Right, back to mending. I've been thinking about the mending books quite a lot, and I don't know, they seem overpowered. To me, they seem a little bit too overpowered, because if you make an entire diamond set of armor, an entire diamond set of tools and weapons, and you somehow manage to get enough mending books, you no longer have to create any other tools or weapons or armor. Obviously, unless you lose the armor and stuff due to like lava or something, you never have to replace them, which kind of, I don't know, it just kind of seems weird to me. I like the idea of constantly replacing tools, because, you know, it gives you a reason to mine for diamonds and stuff, so you can constantly upgrade stuff and replace things. But when you have mending, I don't know, it's kind of difficult, because you don't really need to replace anything. I've got a feeling that they will nerf it at some point. I know that I'm complaining even though I'm going to do that 100%. Like, that is what I want. But it just seems a little bit overpowered to me. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way. I do have a feeling that they will change it at some point. Oh, I also got the other horse over here. This horse has a lot more health, but it seems to be a lot slower than this one. By a lot slower, I mean it pretty much goes a little bit faster than I sprint, I believe. The other horse is obviously less health and a bit faster, so that's the one we're going to use to go back and forth to the village until we have a mending book on the elytra with the unbreaking, obviously. So the reason I went back to the Enderman farm to enchant some books in the first place was because I obviously wanted mending books. But it turns out, from what I can tell, you can't really get mending books from enchanting these things, like enchanting them yourself. From what I can see, you can only either get them from villagers or from fishing. Now, obviously, fishing is a pain in the arse because I don't want to stand here and just stand here for hours and just keep clicking, hopefully pulling out a mending book or an enchanting book or whatever, because I think it's like a really low percentage that you can get one of them from it. So I've been looking around for AFK fishing farms, and they seem to be remarkably easy to make, or they are remarkably easy to make, because I've already tried making one in a creative world. You don't really need that much. You need like one bit of redstone and a note block. Jesus Christ, English is hard. You need a note block, which is very easy to make as well. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'm probably going to make it, because I'm going to destroy it eventually anyway, so we can pull it somewhere more permanent. But I think for now I'll just probably pull it over here somewhere, where it's out of the way so I don't have to constantly look at it. Let me just get rid of this. Yeah, we'll put it over here for now. I think this is a big enough space for it. I also I need to figure out what I'm going to do here, because I don't want that. I don't want the portal out in the open. I want it in like a weird, to build like a weird temple thing around it. So that's probably what I'm going to look at doing next. Like, obviously a wooden temple, because the whole thing here is wood. So yeah, I'll probably build like a weird mini wooden temple around this, which I think would look pretty cool. So we need 2 tripwires, we need 1 string, some iron, water, redstone, blocks. I need a hopper as well, which... Oh, actually, I need a chest for that, don't I? Yeah, so let me try to remember how to create a hopper. I think it's just a case of... that. Yeah, we need 1 of them. What else do we need? So I got the redstone. I mean, fishing rods would be pretty cool. Now, obviously, this is going to be an AFK fish farm, but because the fishing rod hasn't got mending on it, it's going to run out really quick. So it's probably going to be worth it for the first mending book that we get to put on the fishing rod, because you do get XP from fishing, so it will constantly just regenerate the fishing rod, so we could stay there for hours and hours doing it instead of constantly trying to replace this. So that'll probably be worth it. I'm trying to think what else we're going to need, but I don't think there is anything. I mean, I've got some halfstone slabs, which I guess I can use as well. We also need a steel door. I don't know if I've got any. I really don't think I have now. We'll just make one. Oh, Jesus. Yes, we need a steel door. And then a note block, which is really easy to make. If I can just find some wood. There we go. So yeah, note block is just that, and then redstone in the middle, and we have a note block. I think that's it. It's pretty much all we need. But yeah, I'll show you how to make this. They are really simple. There's loads of tutorials on how to make it, but some of them seem to overcomplicate it. There is a bunch of tutorials that you can add like a fishing rod dispenser to it if you don't have mending on it, but I don't know. I don't really see the point, because I'm not gonna go like fully AFK and do this. I'm just gonna leave it in the background for a few hours and then do other things. So right, let's see if I can remember. I'm really bad when it comes to building things from tutorials because I forget so quickly. But I just want to make a bit of bigger space here so I can fit it in. It's really small to make, but I just want to make sure I have the room. Okay, so we'll dig a hole here, which will be the... Oh, for God's sake, I forgot a chest. I knew I forgot something. Okay, so we put the chest down here, and then the hopper on top of that. There we go. And then I think it's just a case of this. Hearthstone slab there. No. I might be doing this wrong, but whatever. I think the door goes here. Yeah, the door goes there. Nope. Water goes here. And then I'm trying to remember if... No, it doesn't go like that. Yeah, so these two tripwires go on the outside here. Oop, don't drop things. I think. And then you put this in the middle of it. Yeah, that's right, that's right. Is it? We're going to say, yeah, it's right. And then I think the note block just goes under here. Like that. I think I might be doing this wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm doing this wrong. Please open the door. Yes. Okay, so I think we've got it. It looks like a bit of a mess right now, but basically there's a hopper. I don't need this. I don't need that. I don't need that. I'm just going to get rid of the unnecessary blocks so you can see what you need to do. Alright, so there's a hopper under there with a chest. And then there's a block of water on top of it. Right above that is these two tripwires with a string in it. Right behind that is a steel door, and the block behind that is a no block. The reason this is here is because if you hold right click on this, you can't cast. But if you do on the door, it does cast. So when these are active, the door will open, so you cannot cast anymore. But when the hook goes down, that will shut, so you can reel it in. I think I've explained that right. I don't know. But there's a bit of redstone here so that the tripwires activate the door. Everything that you collect will go straight down into this. Oops. Will go straight down into there instead of your inventory. You can probably make that a double chest if you want to go AFK for longer. But yeah, you can see I've used this thing a few times, like twice, 3 times, something like that. And look how much it's gone down already. So it is probably beneficial to put the first mending book on this. But I think what you need to do is aim just below the wire, but on the door. And then hold click. Yeah, see now, I'm holding click right now. As soon as that bites, it should reel in, and then I can cast it again. I'm not letting go of my right click button. So it should reel something in a second. Oh my god, fishing takes long. There you go, see, I've reeled something in, and then it instantly put back out, and I have not let go of my right click button. So this is going to be easy for me. I can just hold this down and leave it there. Obviously there's going to be a lot of fish being collected, but every so often there's going to be a book, an enchanted book. And there we go, there's another fish. And there's a very good chance that it's going to be a mending book, I hope. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it will work. So there you go. See, it's not too bad. Can I reel it in, please? There we go. So yeah, from that we actually got 2 things that weren't fish, which is pretty surprising. But you can see what's going to happen if I just sit here and sellotape my right key down for a while. Eventually, I might get a mending book. The problem being is that this thing is going to run out really quick. The fishing rod. So probably the first mending book that I get, I would just put it on this. I will bite the bullet and put it on this, and then hopefully that it won't take too long to get another one. So before we go AFK on this farm over here, the fish farm, I just wanted to quickly attempt to make this look okayish. It's going to be pretty difficult because there's not that many blocks going down, which is the way I want it, obviously. So I just kind of wanted to make it look not too bad. Ooh. I don't think there's any need to put like wood or anything on the floor in here. Or maybe there probably is in a little bit, the little middle bits. But we'll see. Oh Christ, I didn't want to do that. That's the problem with efficiency shovels. They go really quick. Like when you're digging stuff, it just digs the things out super fast, and it's kind of annoying. Yeah, so I could probably do that, and then what can I do here? It's gonna have to be stairs, isn't it? And if I do stairs here, is that gonna? No, that won't work. So. Maybe that'll work. So I think I've kind of made it work. It's all over the place, basically. It's like a big mixed match of blocks and everything's placed differently. So you kind of have to like zigzag your way up, but I don't know, I kind of like that. Like how that works. You can still get up there pretty easily. The problem that I'm going to have is I'm most likely going to have to bring all of this clay up to the sides of it. Because what I was going to do in the original plan, it probably won't look that good. So if I just bring the clay up to at least the back part of it here, and then down here I can just have like a dirt mound or something, or fill it up with wood. I think that'll look okay-ish. But for now, it does work. It does serve its purpose. But again, obviously, you just have to kind of zigzag your way up there, but once you figure out how to do that, then it's relatively easy, and then I can finish this off. Okay, so what's going to happen now is I'm going to basically go AFK at this farm for a very long time, at least until this fishing rod has run out. Probably just going to like watch a movie or something in the background. But yeah, like I said before, you just have to aim just below this thing. Right there. And then hold the right click button. If you want me to, I would do a more, an actual proper tutorial type thing on this. Even though it's only going to be like a 1-minute video, because this is remarkably easy to make. So yeah, I will see you in a bit once I have at least worn this fishing rod out, which it's probably not going to take long. Actually, it is going down pretty quick, so I will see you very soon. So my fishing rod finally broke. It only took about 15 minutes for it to break, to be honest, but once again, obviously, if you have mending on it, you would constantly just refill the health of it because you get XP from this. So, you know, like I said, it's going to be worth putting mending on one of the fishing rods. But this is what we got from just one fishing rod. I didn't actually know you could get leather from this. That's going to be actually pretty important if we want books in the future. Obviously, some random leather boots. We did have this fishing rod, an unbreaking and a lure one, but I don't want to use that because it's almost broke. That'll probably be the one that I put mending on when we get around to it. So, because obviously that's got breaking and lure on it, so it's probably easy to get stuff. So we'll keep that in the chest for now. But yeah, I mean, I haven't got really any super cool stuff, but decent stuff, I guess. If I make a workbench here for now, just so I can keep creating fishing rods if I need to. I'll create 2 of them for now. There we go. And now I will go AFK again and hopefully get something off of this fishing rod. So I will see you soon. So I've been at this AFK fishing farm for probably about 3 or 4 hours whilst I've been doing other things. Unfortunately, we do not have a mending book yet. I'm guessing it takes a very long time to get one of them, or it's just a very small percent when you get, like, it's a small percent of chance to get a book, and then it's probably even a smaller chance to get a mending book. So we haven't got one of them at the moment, but I'm sure we will get one at some point soon. I did, however, get this, which is a fishing rod with Lure 2, Unbreaking 3, and Mending on it. I did want to put Mending on one of these fishing rods, but luckily it gave me one of this, and it literally never runs out. It doesn't even show a health bar. That's how efficient this is. Let me just go to the bed real quick, and then I'll show you what I've got. So yeah, when I'm doing the fishing with this Mending fishing rod, you can't even see the health bar on it because it just regenerates straight away with the XP that this gives you. So I could just stand here all night and hold or sellotape the right click button down and just leave it for an entire night. Obviously, I'd have to set up some chest system with like multiple chests and multiple hoppers because this only took like a few hours to fill up. But let me go ahead and show you what I've got so far. As you can see, I do have a few enchanted books. I got Protection and Look of the Sea, Law, Power and Protection, Flame and Feather Falling, Fortune, Fire Protection, and Bane of the Arthropods, and Sharpness and Looting. So we did get a few relatively okay books. We got a bunch of leather boots, but we also got a few bows as well, which there is one of the bows that we will keep forever because it's a damn good bow. So we got Unbreaking 3, another Unbreaking 3 bow. This is the one we're going to keep because Unbreaking, Power 4, and Mending. That's a pretty good bow. We've got Power, Unbreaking, and Punch, which is, I guess, a good bow as well. Power Flame, and just Power. And then we've just got a bunch of other fishing rods that have random stats on them. I think Look of the Sea is the one that will probably most likely help us get a Mending book. I'm not too sure. Obviously, a bunch of fish. I got a whole bunch of leather somewhere, 11 there. Name tags and just a bunch of random other stuff. But yeah, at least we do get Mending books from this. I mean, enchanted books, and eventually we will get Mending books. This is not going to stay here permanently. I think I'm going to, when we make the enchanting room in this building, eventually, instead of just having it over at the end, the enchantment room will obviously be in this bit up here where all like the work area is, where all the furnaces and everything will go. There'll be like an enchantment table, an anvil, and in the wall will be like a little hole where you can just stand there and fish, and it will basically be that little thing over there just in one of these walls, which I think will be pretty cool. Look how fast this efficiency 4 shovel digs this dirt out as well. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, isn't it? So yeah, I'm probably going to try to get Mending on this because it is pretty good. Or again, once I eventually get some diamond tools with this stuff on, it'll be a lot better. But if I can just put this away for now. I do have another one on there, but it's Curse of the Vanishing, which turns out means if I have this on me and I die, then that disappears. So anything that has Curse of the Vanishing on it, I need to make sure that I'm not going to have when when I'm in situations that I could possibly die in. For example, like this one, I don't really want to wear this when I'm going out somewhere where I'm most likely going to die. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. We will get a Mending book from that. I will probably sit on it all night and just wake up in the morning and see what we've got. So yeah, I think something like this would look pretty cool. And then areas like this I could just kind of fill in a little bit. Just so it doesn't look so bland and open. I think that might look pretty cool. And then maybe, I don't know, this is probably just pushing it a little bit, right? Oh no, you can't. How do you place cobwebs? I don't think you can you? No, you can't. Unless it's with Silk Touch, maybe. I don't know. I was going to say placing like cobwebs every so often would probably look a little bit cool. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I can still bring this clay thing around just a little bit. So at least this bit here, like, this isn't so open on the sides. But I think I'll keep the logs to be like the underside of it. Yeah, like all this can come across. But I think that'll work. That's going to look pretty cool. Right, I think I'm going to leave this episode here for now, though. Tonight I'm probably just going to camp at this fishing farm for as long as possible. Hopefully getting something worthwhile. Well, I say worthwhile, but we did get quite a lot. We got the Mending fishing rod, which is in the ender chest in there for now, which is going to help us a lot on this. And obviously we got a few random enchantment books and a really good bow, which is this one, which we'll take out, and I'll put this in the chest as well. But yeah, if you got any suggestions on, well, anything, then let me know. If you think I need to do something with this back room, which I haven't mentioned, then let me know. I've already got my kind of idea about what I'm going to do there, which we'll probably do next episode. But yeah, if you got any suggestions for it, then let me know. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.